celibate. I have not had sex in quite a while. I don't want to say how long because it is embarrassing, but do you know that thing that the government does where if you don't have a job, and you don't have a job for so long that you stop looking, and then they don't count you as unemployed on the official statistics? That is how long it has been since I've had sex. I wrote that joke in June. The last girl I was with, my ex, was bi. I dated a bisexual woman because I am an amazing ally, and she would talk very frequently about wanting to have sex with women, which I loved. It's not why we broke up. We broke up because we wanted different things, and in this case, what we wanted was the exact same thing: sex with other women. But she asked me one time, she asked me a question a lot of guys want to hear. She asked me if I would be interested in having a threesome. And I said, no. I have enough trouble satisfying one woman at a time. And you're just gonna toss a second one in there, all willy-nilly? That's not fair. That's not fair to me. That would be like double-teaming the worst shooter on a basketball team. Like I wasn't gonna get this in when there was just one of you. Now that there's two, you've made it impossible. And I know that there are guys out there who are like, a threesome? That's my fantasy. My fantasy is doing a good job, and one day, I believe that I can. Exes are fun. I remember I dated a girl in high school, and we broke up before we went to college. I say that we broke up. She broke up with me. It was not mutual. And after it happened, I remember hearing the same thing over and over again from family and friends. They kept on saying, oh, John Lee, don't worry. You're about to go to college and meet a whole bunch of new people. Like, you're going to Elon. You're going to meet so many new girls. My mom actually said to me, she said, bringing a girlfriend to college would be like packing a sandwich to an all-you-can-eat buffet. And I got a couple problems with this analogy. First of all, calling college an all-you-can-eat buffet grossly overestimated the amount of interest that was going to be coming my way. Second of all, I wanted to pack the sandwich. Like, that was the plan. It was entirely the sandwich's call to not get packed. The sandwich was like, please, do not pack me. I would much rather be eaten by the guys at App State. Of course, now I am in college. I met a bunch of people. I'm still single. It did not go well. And I think I realized the problem. The problem is that when I met all of these people, they also met me. Which isn't good. Like, I'm not, at least visually, I am not a good first impression. Like, I once won the award most likely to look like a piece of broccoli. And I earned it. Like, I'm not gonna sit up here and tell you that I didn't earn that award. I did. I look like a piece of broccoli. But I am trying to put myself back out there now. I'm on dating apps. My favorite, easily Ashley Madison. It's the best one. For those of you who don't know, Ashley Madison is the cheating one. I saw an ad for Ashley Madison that said, life is short, have an affair. Which I thought was bad advice. Life is short, have an affair. Their advertisement is essentially, life is short, ruin it. Like, they're advertising it like it's a trip to Hawaii when what you are doing is fundamentally betraying the trust of someone who loves you. Not the same thing. Not quite. Also, like, life's short, Has anyone ever used that as justification for an affair? Like, I don't think so. Like, there's never been a guy moving into a one-bedroom apartment, going through a divorce, losing custody of his children, sitting around saying, hey, life is short. I had to go through this at least once. I am not on Ashley Madison, obviously. I am on Tinder. I hate Tinder because I am bad at Tinder. I will give you guys an example. A couple of months ago, I matched with a girl. We were having a conversation, and in the course of our conversation, she said to me, wow, you sound like my kind of guy. And I responded with, well, this is joyous news. And I have not yet received a reply. It was not good. I'm trying to put myself back out there. Right now, my current strategy of getting on a stage and telling jokes about how I'm bad at sex is not working. It's not a good strategy, but I do it because I think it's important to be honest, because I feel like pop culture paints a really unrealistic depiction of what sex is like. Like, I heard a song recently that featured the lyric, she was riding it like a soldier. Soldiers, of course, are famous for their ability to ride erect penises. We all know this. And I remember hearing it and being like, no woman I've ever been with has ever ridden it like a soldier. They've all ridden it like a bus passenger. Like, uncomfortably and because it was the only available option. But I really am trying to put myself back out there. I was talking to a buddy of mine, and he said, John Lee, you know what you need? You need a good sex playlist. And I was like, you have misdiagnosed my issue. The issue is not that the sex I'm having is bad. That's an issue for later. The issue is that I'm not having any sex at all, but let's go with this. Sex playlist? I don't know, like, show of hands. Does anyone in here have a sex playlist? Anyone have a sex playlist?
Raise your hand, Max.
How many songs?
20.
20 songs? And you last for 20 songs? Like, I'm not picking on them. I'm just trying to make a point. Like, it's ridiculous. Like, I don't have a sex playlist. I don't even have a sex song. I have a sex verse. On a good night, maybe we make it to a sex bridge. If I've masturbated beforehand, well, baby, we're making it all the way to a sex chorus. And I will share with you what my sex verse is. My sex verse is the opening verse to Tub Thumping by Chumbawamba. And I'll explain that. It's an odd choice, I know. And the reason why is that the intro and first verse of Tub Thumping by Chumbawamba last around 45 seconds, which is plenty of time. And so picture this. You're sitting there, 45 seconds has passed, you're sitting there next to a sexually disappointed partner. You have post-nut depression, you know what I'm talking about, post-nut depression, where after you finish having sex, you're sitting there like, ooh. I wonder who's gonna cry at my funeral, like, Jesus, you know that feeling that we all have after sex? You know what I'm talking about. So you're sitting there, you have post-nut depression, disappointed partner next to you, when lo, what sound should grace your ears but the chorus to Tub Thumping by Chumbawamba? So you're sitting there, you're all sad, and you hear, I get knocked down, but I get up again. You're never gonna keep me down. I get knocked down, but I get up again. You're never gonna keep me down. And you feel great. Okay. Everything's better. All right, let's move on. I've done enough of that. I'm gonna do all of you guys a favor. I'm going to answer the question that you had the moment that you saw me walking up here tonight. And that question is, of course, Is he white? You're looking at my hair like, I don't know. And then you heard me do 8 minutes about how I'm bad at sex, and you were like, oh, he's white. I am white. That does surprise some people. Sometimes people mistake me for other races. Usually it's mixed. Sometimes it's other stuff, but usually it's mixed. I remember a conversation I had with my friend Donovan, who's black, and I mentioned that I was white, and he said, no, you're not. And I said, I am, and he said, no, I'm pretty sure you're not. And I was like, I'm pretty sure I am. Both of my parents are white. And he said, somebody lying. About what exactly? Because the way I figure it, there are 2 options. Either A, my mom cheated on my dad, which would not be cool. Or B, I am adopted, which would be quite the curveball at 20 years old. But it's true, people do mistake me for mixed pretty routinely. Usually it's harmless like that, but sometimes it does get me into trouble. I'll give you an example. So I was working at a Chick-fil-A in suburban Charlotte because I'm not a good ally. And I was working at a Chick-fil-A in suburban Charlotte the night of Black Lives Matter protests in the city of Charlotte. And even though we were a 20-minute drive from the city, tensions were high. And a bunch of my coworkers were saying things like, I don't get why they have to protest. All lives matter. All lives matter. And me and my coworker Isaiah, who's black, lock eyes from across the store and project the word, yikes! And I was talking to him afterwards and I was like, man, it's really messed up that they said that. I don't know why they had to say that. And he said, yeah, us have to stick together. And if you're wondering why I paused there, it is because he called me a word that I am not allowed to say. And I was like, oh no, he thinks I'm black. And I hate being the bearer of bad news. I didn't want to disappoint him, we had just connected, so I just responded by saying, sure, man. Carefully sidestepping racism. And I thought that, like, you know, like I was in the clear and like I was all good. But at the end of my shift, when I was saying goodbye to him, he tried to dap me up. And my white ass went in full confidence, regular handshake. And he knew. I had blown my cover. Race is it's a touchy subject. It's a touchy issue. So I'll move on to some more family-friendly fare. I don't believe in God. I am an atheist. I'm also a feminist, which has really given me complicated feelings about Ariana Grande's God as a woman, because the feminist in me is like, you know what? She is. And the atheist in me is like, you're so dumb. God's not a woman. God doesn't exist. God's a myth. You're a dumbass. Atheist, a bit of an asshole. We're going back and forth and back and forth. And what I've settled on is that God is a myth with a vagina. And I think that that's sort of fair compromise. I'm an atheist. I do still go to church sometimes. The last time I went was Easter. And I realized something. Does anyone here, like, believe in God? You're not gonna like this. I realized that Jesus Christ, I realized that Jesus died a virgin, and what a freaking loser that is, Jesus. Oh man. Like, think about all the people you know who have had more sex than Jesus. Like, everyone in this room pretty much has had more sex than Jesus. I've had more sex than Jesus. How embarrassing for Jesus. Like, because on paper, this is not an even matchup. Like, he should be doing way better than me. Like, he is gorgeous, and I am generously a 6. And like, and he is the Son of God, and I am on 2 improv teams. Like, the scales are in his favor. And also, like, he can turn water into wine. Like, he can turn water into wine. Do you know how many unhappily married suburban white women I could seduce with this superpower? So many, like at least 3 on my street. And you know what the worst part is? This is the worst part. Jesus died a virgin. 3 days later, he rose from the dead. And then he died a virgin again. He did it twice. He never masturbated. I looked this up, official Bible canon, Jesus never masturbated. He never masturbated. He never had sex. People talk all the time about the second coming of Christ. I'm pretty sure he didn't come the first